What's going on, guys? It is Jamie and welcome to the channel Thrift on Fire. Today it's a bit of a rainy Saturday morning, but we're going to be inside nice and dry doing some thrifting. I'm also going to share a few what solds with you, but for now, let's get into the thrift store. So because these were new with tags and only $5 and what, 29 cents, I picked these up. Now I knew they were going to be probably around 25 bucks, and when I looked them up, they actually were going to sell for probably about 35 to maybe $40. So that's pretty good. We're kind of out of flip-flop season in my area, but they still will sell. And then the t-shirt is on the Best Fruit of the Loom tag, single stitch. I can't find comps for that exact t-shirt, but I do believe it'll sell for $30 to $40. I'll do a little more research. It could be wrong. Maybe it's worth more money or rare or something, but it's just a really cool vintage t-shirt. Anyway, on to the next one. So we are at stop 2, Salvation Army. It's just right over here. We're gonna go inside in a minute, but first I wanna talk about two things that sold on Poshmark recently. The first thing was a Kiss hockey jersey. I'll throw some pictures up on the screen of it and the sold listing. So it sold for $102. I think I had it listed for $140 on eBay and Poshmark, but it did sell on Poshmark, and I took a best offer, kind of went back and forth with somebody a little bit and accepted $102, which wound up being about like $82 or $86 profit, something like that. And I've had this for a little while. I picked it up at an antique booth for somewhere between $20 and $30. So I did flip it still for good money, but I have had it for a while. And the other thing that I sold was I just recently cleaned it. I've had it forever. It was this really dirty white vintage New York Yankees hat. And now that we're in the playoffs and the Yankees are, in there and doing well still, I thought I'd wash it up and get it listed. It sold the very next day for $18. I picked this up at a yard sale for like 50 cents. Like I said, it was dirty. I had to soak in OxyClean and it took a little bit of time, but it did sell for, pretty decent return on investment. $18 is not a lot of money, but considering I paid 50 cents for this thing, it's pretty good. Let's get inside and see if we can find some cool stuff here at Salvation Army. So I didn't wind up picking up anything at Salvation Army. I did pick up those Olympic glasses, and the reason why I want to share this with you is because I looked at them, and Olympic stuff normally sells well, and it's vintage because it's in what 1998 or whatever it was, and I thought, okay, cool. So then I found a comp of $19, and then I thought, okay, so I only could find one comp. So I went back, and I'll throw up on the screen, I'll just scroll through the listings. There are a lot listing, so there's a ton listed, only one sold. Would this sell? Probably eventually, but $2 and $20 isn't a big flip. If you can flip that fast, it's definitely worth it. But you're gonna hang on to these for maybe a year or more, or maybe not even sell them at all. It's so hard to say with so many listed. People have them listed high. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, even though I didn't find anything in the store, which is a little disappointing. It's always good to look at sell-through rate. So basically, how many are listed versus how many have sold, and it really should have a big impact on whether you pick something up or not. I just wanted to share that because I was excited about that, had it in my cart, and then thought, maybe I should see why there are no more sold. It's because there are so many still listed. Anyway, on to the next. So I made it to the next stop, Simply Secondhand. Last time I was here, I was absolutely skunked. So hopefully we do a little better. Let's talk about a few more things that sold. So recently I sold a pair of Vans. I'll throw them up right here. Found them at the Goodwill bins. They were really dirty with no laces. I soaked them in OxyClean and then just took a magic eraser and cleaned up the whites. And they sold for $30 plus shipping. So that was pretty sweet, and they sold like the next day. Like I listed them and they sold almost instantly. So that was a really good sale, and you don't have to put shoelaces in shoes. I only value it about maybe $4 or $5 difference anyway. You know, shoelaces aren't expensive. It's obviously more convenient for someone to buy a complete shoe altogether, but you know, if the laces are totally trash or you don't have any, you can still sell the shoes. Another thing I sold were the Merrells that I picked up in the last video. I took a best offer of I think I'll throw it up here, $31, $32, something like that. So that was pretty quick. I had them listed for 40. I was talking to a guy and he asked, you know, how much shipping would be to the US, and we talked and we kind of came up with a price that was fair for both of us. So that was really awesome, a really quick flip there as well. And the last thing, I sold another VCR, a JVC unit. You know, most VCRs I pay between $6 to $10, you know, and this one sold for about 50 bucks roughly. I'll throw it up on the screen and you'll have the exact number. You know, those still sell really well for me. If I can find VCRs cheap, I always pick them up. Well, let's get in here and see if we can find some cool stuff here at Simply Secondhand. All right, so leaving the store, just found the shoes, that's it. It's not been a very productive day, but I do have one more stop, so let's try to get there. And by the way, these shoes should probably still sell for somewhere like $35 to $40. Look at how clean they are on the bottom. So not really that bad, just not a whole lot to find today. Last stop of the day. This is sometimes my honey hole, Tillsonburg Antique Mall. There's one booth in particular where the guy prices jerseys really fairly, and there's still enough meat on the bone to flip, so we'll see if he put any out today. I'm going to share two more things that sold for you recently. One of them was a Huck fishing shirt. Huck is a great brand. I don't know if I'm even saying that right. It's like H-U-K, I think. Huck, I think. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. If you see that brand, definitely pick it up. I picked this up at the Goodwill bins and a big bag of stuff. So essentially, I didn't pay very much for it, like $1, maybe less. Clothing there is super cheap. And it sold for $19. It probably sold it too cheap. I had it sold or listed for like 24, 25 bucks, something like that. It took a best offer, $19 plus shipping. The other item I've sold lots of these recently, are the Toronto Raptors championship cards. I'll throw them up on the screen. I don't know how to explain them any better. They're just like little card packs. I picked up a whole bunch of these brand new sealed from Goodwill in a past video. And now that we're getting closer to the holiday season, I'm seeing these things sell more and more and more. You know, I think I might have bought like 30 of them. I don't know exactly how many I have listed, but I do know I only have maybe like 5 left, something like that. So they've been selling well for me, and I think it was a half off day. I think maybe I'm into them like $5, and they sell for $15 to $18, somewhere in between there on a regular basis for me. Okay, so let's get in here, see if we can find some cool stuff here at the Antique Mall. I'm pretty much just going to stick to the one area that I'm used to, and no, I will look around, but I really want to share with you this one booth in particular. Sorry about the weird angle. I wish I could show you the my iPhone is propped up on the shoe that I picked up earlier, and it's kind of funny for me to look at. But I picked up these jerseys. They're roughly about $15, $16 each. I think I paid like $48. So you can do the math, or I'll put it down here what I exactly paid. So I'm just averaging out what I paid for all of them. So this one here, Phillies Bryce Harper jersey. I believe it to be authentic. I'll have to do a little bit more research. You don't want to sell fake jerseys on eBay for sure. This guy right here should be an easy 50 bucks. You know, so 15 into 50, like I said, you're going to pay up at stores like that, but that guy always has reasonable prices, and I appreciate it a lot. You know, I didn't show you a lot more in there because you look at other jerseys, they're $50 to $90. I was looking at Tim Hortons mugs in there, which I pick up at Goodwill and different thrift stores for like $1, $2. You know, they want eBay value in there. They're asking like 15, 20 bucks for these things. So when you can find stuff like this, and this guy's consistent, it's definitely cool. So this is the vintage Montreal Canadiens. I don't know who number 9 is. He obviously was a captain. It is on the vintage tag here, and it is vintage CCM. So again, $15, $16 into this guy right here. and it should sell for, you know, easy 50 bucks. I'll hopefully throw comps up for everything here. This one, I can't find an exact comp. I think it's because the brand is, it's not a super popular brand, but Kobe, everything I've ever found, whalers before, you know, sells pretty good, pretty fast. I do believe I'll throw some similar items up, probably not this brand, but similar items with the screen front or whatever. I believe it'll be probably about 50, 60 bucks for this guy as well. It's a little patch on the back. So yeah, hate to share my honey hole with you here in Tillsonburg, but that booth, if you're ever in town, you know, you can find it, just stop and see what he has. Every time I've been in there, I've grabbed at least one jersey. Earlier in the video when I showed you the Kiss jersey, that's where I got it from. So, you know, I've found plenty there before. It's actually turning into a pretty gorgeous fall day. You know, this is a parking lot, but you can see the leaves are falling. The trees are actually turning a nice gold and orange color. It's a really nice time of the year. It stopped raining finally. So I'm gonna go outside and enjoy some weather this afternoon. That'll be, you know, what I plan on doing. And then tonight with some family, I'm going to a Halloween event. It's called Fear Farm in Kitchener, Ontario. That's sort of the area. If you haven't seen something like that, it's pretty cool. It's just mazes and like haunted houses and stuff. I'm really into stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. So hopefully enjoy the rest of the day. If you guys do like videos like this, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing for more content. Till next time, take care, stay safe. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.